Welcome in to today's If This Was My Client reading. In today's reading, we will be reading Cardi B. So, in this reading, I will be reading Cardi as if she was my client, as if she's sitting in front of me, and we're doing a general reading. So, sit back and let's get into some cards. So, if Cardi was my client, which hopefully one day she will be, I would start the reading like I do with all my clients. I would tell her how I read. I would tell her that I start the reading by mumbling, which I've already done. I call in my spiritual team, my highest, most benevolent. I call in her spiritual team, her highest, most benevolent. I protect the space. I protect her and her space. And then we get into it. So I will use different cards, tarot cards. I'll use oracle cards, I'll use charms, I'll use my own intuition and whatever I hear that's given to me through psychic and mediumship to relay whatever messages come. So that's how we do this. And since it would be a general reading because I don't have a specific question, we're just going to pull a few cards and I'm going to get into whatever I see. So we're going to start with the energy of how she's feeling right now. So the cards I'm using right now are mood cards. Okay, so we have relief that fell on the floor. We have positive that also fell on the floor. We have disappointed, and then we have gratitude. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay, then we have resentment and strong. So overall, we have a mix of emotions, right? I moved them to kind of group them more. On this side, we have relief, we have positive, we have gratitude. So we're feeling good. We feel relieved about something that happened or how something is going. It's going well, or something's ended. So I can like breathe and kind of let it go. I have the positive and gratitude. So I feel positive in general, but I also feel positive about the relief of like whatever this situation that was happening is happening. And I feel really good about how it's going. I'm grateful for the outcome of whatever happened, or the fact that I have so much and I feel good and things are going pretty good for me. So all of that feels really good. Then you have this over here, the disappointment, resentment, and sadness. So on the other side of that, there's something that's happening going on that she feels hurt by. It feels like she feels like there should have been more. She expected more from the situation. It feels like in this case, she doesn't feel like she did anything wrong because you have resentment. So in most cases, when you have resentment, it feels like, or in most cases, when you have resentment, the other person in your mind is the catalyst or the reason that something went wrong, right? So it feels like overall in this energy, it's like somebody did me wrong. I didn't expect them to do that. And I'm really sad about what happened. I'm also a little bit angry about it. But what I love about both of these things is that in the middle we have strong. So either way, whether I'm disappointed and sad or I'm feeling happy and thankful about what's going on, I feel strong in my body, right? I'm strong in the words and the actions, strong in words and actions. I'm strong in my body. I'm strong in my mind. I mean what I say and I say what I mean. I move in kind, you know what I mean? And so I really do like these cards on an overall. I'm going to pull a little bit more to see exactly what we're talking about here, just to kind of understand. All right, so let's pull some clarifiers into the disappointment and the resentment. Interesting. Okay. So it feels like we have throat chakra, intuition, and wisdom. Wisdom actually came out before intuition, but either way, it's fine. It feels like she should have spoke up more about something. She should have been wiser or smarter about something. She should have listened to her own mind when it came to something. She may have wanted to have left earlier or um, not gotten into something the way that she did because you have the door here and you also have like the house here in the background and the person's outside the house. Um, Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, oh. Popping out. Okay, okay, okay. Deception and envy, memories of love, positive movement forward, partners and alliances, triumphant success. Okay, so yeah, again, we are talking about more clarifiers for the disappointment, resentment, and sadness. So she definitely feels hurt. Somebody, like I said before, somebody hurt her, deceived her, lied to her, was jealous of her. This definitely feels like her relationship. We have the memories of love and the partnerships and alliances. There have been some rumors about some things with her relationship. You also see how the Super Bowl went. I posted about that on TikTok. When you fuck with spiritual people and you fuck them over, you fuck yourself. But anyway, so this definitely seems like this is what this is talking about. We have the triumphant success, so you can see how um, she definitely thought that it would be more successful than it is. But you have the positive movement forward in the triumphant success, which could mean that um, she wants to or could possibly want to move forward with them. That with the partnerships and alliances card right next to that, I really though feel like this is more so that she expected it to be more successful. She expected it to work. She expected them to actually be in a partnership and hold each other down and be more like amicable than it actually was, or be more um, like cool. It feels like we cool, you know what I mean? Like it feels like we homies. Why would you do this? Like we were homies. That's kind of the energy that this card gives me. And the throat chakra card, the wisdom and the intuition, it just feels like I should have kind of known this. I should have said shit when I saw shit at first, or I should have walked out when I first saw signs of certain things. I did see things, I did understand, I did know things, and I maybe should have acted more on that, you know? So that's kind of why I feel like we have the disappointment and the sadness. It definitely feels like it's related to her relationship and how she thought that situation was going to go. So that seems to be how she's feeling right now. Like I said, we have the positive emotions, we have gratitude, we have relief, we're feeling good, we're feeling positive and strong. And on the other side of that, we are sad and resentful and disappointed with what looks like our relationship situation, feeling like, we aren't who I thought we were, feeling like you aren't who I thought you were, and I'm not sure, how to move forward in this. So that's some of what we get in terms of how she feels. Let's move into a little bit of specific topics. So I feel like, I don't know if she's gotten a reading before, but I feel like if she has, the person kind of went like, this is the cards for your love. This is the cards for your money. This is the cards for this. This is the cards for that. So I kind of want to do more of what she's used to because, again, my wanting is to do it as if she's my client, manifesting her as a client. So yeah, that's kind of how I want to do it. So let's get into it. So I'm gonna start with her career and finances. I'm gonna use the same deck to start with. Okay, so we have rest and rejuvenation, new beginnings, patience and planning, and then spiritual strength, with foundations and achievements on the bottom. Oh, and then we have partnerships and alliances again. Let me see if there's anything else. Okay, and then we have material harvest and universe. So, starting with the first three cards, we have rest and rejuvenation, foundations and achievements, and new beginnings. All of these cards are outside. You have this person outside the door, you have these people outside the house, and this person outside. It feels like she's doing a lot of things outside. We already know as of when I'm recording this, she's on tour. It feels like what she's doing now, she planned to do. Like she may have taken some time off at some point and kind of planned out what she was going to do, how she was going to do it, and then now with both of these cards she's outside, she's outside the home doing, putting in the foundations and achievements. It also feels like this is right now in terms of her career and her money, this is really a time that's really foundational to like where she wants to go or what she's trying to do. Like it's building a base for her to launch off of to do something even bigger or greater or monumental. With the foundations and achievement cards, it definitely says that, and this is like the beginning of that. It's not that she's a new artist, but it's almost like it's a new phase for her career, or like it's almost like she's a new artist, but like it's she's at a different level now, and that's kind of what this feels like. Even with the spiritual strength card here, it feels like she's at a new level, and it feels like it's taken her a lot in terms of herself and what she's I guess building within herself in terms of what she believes or how she moves or how her intuition plays in, or how her spiritual like the spiritual tools that she's added to her archive or her arsenal, you know what I mean, is helping her on this new path. It's helping her to be different. It's showing her how she's doing shit differently and moving in different ways, thinking in different ways. You have the patience and planning and the partnerships and alliances. So I also feel like outside of what she's doing here with the tour, with like again outside her house, moving around, right? It feels like there's also something else that she has brewing or that she's planning on doing, something that may involve other companies or partnerships with other people. It feels like there is something that's going to come, I'd say, like maybe like fall, because I'm being drawn to the leaves in the middle of this patience and planning card. So it feels like something that's going to happen towards like late summer or fall, that's going to like be a boost to her, or something that's going to be definitely financially lucrative for her, but it's also going to help her like expand. Like I said, it feels like she's in a new phase. You have the world card over here, you have the universe card over here, so it's almost like the universe is opening up to her, the world is opening up to her in a different way. And you would think, I just started smelling this random perfume. It smelled like I don't know, it smelled like anise a little bit, or it smelled like Bath and Body Works. That was random. Anyway, okay. So because you have these two cards, you have the universe and you have the new beginnings card, it definitely feels like there's some kind of new world opening up to her. And like I was about to say, it feels like you would think that Cardi B would already have the world open to her, but it's like a different way. It's in a different way, And like I said, it's definitely something that's going to be lucrative for her. It's definitely something that she's been planning on. You have both of these two red cards, so it feels like something she's been either thinking about for a while, or in the background planning for a while, or something that she's thought about before acting on. You know what I mean? So like that's part of what I'm getting from these cards. Let me pull a few more cards and see if I get anything else in terms of her career and coming up for this next couple of months. Freedom of time. The freedom to do whatever you want with your time is one of the ultimate benchmarks of abundance. You are the master of your schedule. Then we have leader. As a born leader, you can truly bring out the best in others by guiding and inspiring them. And then envision. Do you know exactly what you want, and are you acting consistently towards achieving it? Maintain a clear vision of what you're calling forth, and you will be unstoppable. Number one, I love all these cards. Okay, these are all amazing cards. She has a crown card, she has a galaxy jar, she has a key. Okay, so like things are open to her. There's abundance, there are things moving and flowing in the ways that she wants them to. Um, Starting with the freedom of time, I feel like the freedom of time and the envision card kind of go together. I feel like this is what she's trying to go towards. That may be also part of what the universe card is talking about, like just having more of her own agency at some point. You know what I mean? Also being able to just take time off and just do whatever the fuck she wants to do because she has enough money to do it, where she has enough freedom to be able to do it. Maybe she doesn't owe more albums, or she, won't have the same time constraints, or something like that. But it feels like that's part of what she's working towards. She's working towards being able to do and be whatever the fuck she wants whenever the fuck she wants to, and be the dictator of her own time and her own life. In the leader card, it feels like she already does, but it feels like she is going to help a lot of people, or like help bring up people in some way. Like it feels like with the partnerships and alliances card, almost it feels like this is like the hand down bringing people up. So there's something that she may be doing or may want to do that is helping her inspire other people, or helping her to literally like pull them up with her. Let me just see if there's any clarifier. Counselor, your compassionate nature makes you a good listener. Your advice is sought after, and your perspective is a valuable commodity. I wonder if she's gonna do, and then niche, your unique experiences and fresh perspectives. You would do well specializing in a niche. I wonder if she's gonna write a book or something. That would be interesting. Career change. Does your career fully align with who you are physically, emotionally, and spiritually? Yeah. So, like I said, I feel like she is going to start to do something different. Um, I don't know if it's sometime this year, later on this year, um, in the next coming year. But it feels like I don't know that she would just leave music altogether, but it feels like she's definitely going to do something different. You have the counselor and the leader card. Um, and you have three keys, like, so she's opening the door to something. She's definitely ready to upgrade in some way. She's ready. I don't know, it feels like she might already be working hard on it. um but yeah, that is very interesting. I want to know what it is. The card we have on the bottom is advocate. You will find so much fulfillment in working for a cause that you truly believe in. So, like I said, it could be something where she's helping other people. I said that before I got the counselor, then she has the counselor. A counselor would have you counseling, talking to either individuals or large groups of people about shit you've gone through, about shit they're going through, about how to do something, which could also be helping pull people up, especially if it's like business related. You have these three keys. So she's definitely opening the door to something else. You have the freedom of time. So it feels like whatever it is something that she would be able to dictate and do when she feels, or something like that. And then the niche. So it's definitely something specific and specialized. So yeah, so interesting. I would love to know what that is. Um, I guess we will find out soon enough what that is, but it's very strong. Whatever that is very strong. So this is what I'm getting for her finances and career. Everything looks really good. It feels really strong. It feels like things are happening. It feels like whatever she is planning or whatever she has been thinking about is definitely going to go the way that she wants to. The partnerships that she's thinking about are definitely going to be lucrative. It'll open up a new world for her. She'll have, a lot more wealth or income that comes with that. And whatever this thing is that she's doing that's different than what she's doing now is definitely going to open doors for her and other people. It feels like it's part of what she was made to do. I feel like other people probably around her have told her, like, um, this is something you should be doing, or this is something you should do, especially like maybe before she was famous. People were like, oh, you're good at this, or if you wanted to change your career, you should totally be a this thing. You know what I mean? So it's not anything that's foreign to her. It's something that already feels like it comes natural to her. So yeah, this is what I'm getting for that. Let's switch into her love relationships. So we already talked about a little bit of, let's do that again. So we already talked a little bit about her relationship. So let's get into what may happen with that relationship going forward and some messages of love that she needs for the next coming months. So, first, getting into what may happen with this relationship. Stagnant, dead end. Apology. Arrogant, rash, insincere. Gentleness, nurturing, mothering. Feminine energy. Okay. Boundaries. Disrespectful, enough is enough. Defend yourself. Today. Cutting ties. See if there's anything else. Epiphany, self reflection, answered questions, untapped talents. So, in terms of the relationship that she's in now, and then on the bottom, we have shattered, broken nightmares, failures, and then toxic under that. So, oh, and then you know what? I feel like this goes because then we have a turned over card, and sometimes that's how I usually stop. So, I feel like these are two different things. I'm going to get into those in a second. Okay, first, stagnant, apology, feminine energy, boundaries today, cutting ties, epiphany. Okay, so I feel like this is what may happen, but also this is a love message within itself. Okay, so I don't feel like this situation is going to go anywhere. If we have the stagnant with the apology, arrogant, rash, insincere. Okay, so it's like even though this person seems like they're going to apologize, is trying to apologize, it's not a real apology. Nothing is going to fucking change. There's still women around. There will still be women around. It feels like it's just time to just let it go. And unlike previous situations, it feels like I said before, with that spiritual strength card and that growth that you had and seeing the tools at work, you are just cutting the shit. Unlike previous situations where you may have let it linger too long, or you know that you yourself would have let it go on for longer had you not been in the space. At this point, it's like I see, the forest from the fucking trees, and I'm out of here. That's where we get this epiphany card, this self-reflection, answered questions, untapped talents. I'm better than this. I don't need this shit. I can, do bad by myself in a sense, you know what I mean? And I can do even better without you. So like this is what I'm getting from these cards in terms of going forward. And like I said, with the today cutting ties, it feels like if it hasn't already happened, it needs to happen, or it's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like this shit is done. Like it's a wrap. Even how she's like lighting the cigarette on the candle. It's like almost, it reminds me of like, when you finish fucking and you just like lighting a cig because it's done. Like it was good, but it's over. And that's kind of what this feels like. It was good, but it's over. Okay. So then we have these cards, which to me almost feels like a little bit different, but it could be the same. And I only say it's different because of this legal card, right? So we have shattered, toxic, legal, drowning, hopeful. Okay. So this could be two things. This could either have to do with her divorce, or this could have to do with their custody situation, right? Again, it feels like I really expected more from the situation, and now that I'm saying this, it feels like the custody situation, or it could be like their custody situation because we're talking about future, right? But it could be both in a sense. It feels like I expected more. It feels like it's like broken home, shattered dreams, shattered home, just like everything that I thought was not, right? Toxic drama, arguments, incompatible. You're not who I thought I was, like we talked about before. This situation isn't what I thought I was. The situation is actually toxic. Epiphany. I realized I don't have to deal with this shit. I can do better without you. So let's shore this shit up in writing with this legal thing, right? The drowning over your head, overextended rock bottom. This feels like to that it goes with the shattered and the toxic, and it just feels like I may have either hit a point of sadness, or I am at a point of sadness, or I may have or I will hit a point of sadness where I just feel like, fuck, like, I did all this shit, or, I put all of this in, or I had all these expectations, or you showed me all of this, or whatever the fuck. And none of that shit came to fruition. None of that shit came to be. It immediately like bursted my bubble. And now I just have to deal with the fallout of this shit. I have to deal with whatever the fuck happens. I have to deal with like the PR and having to like make shit look and like sound good and blah blah blah. I'm always about to say I'm always having to do that shit, like, and it just feels like that shit is what's taxing. That's what is like draining to her. You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck do I always have to deal with this shit? Why the fuck do I always have to make shit okay, or make shit palatable, or have motherfuckers coming for my shit, or have to like put in rules and regulations and things like that. That's kind of the energy. But again, at the end of it, we have the hopeful. So similar to the emotion cards that we had in the beginning, where we had negative emotions and positive emotions, but that strong in the middle, we have this hopeful, inspired, optimistic success. Okay, so at the end of this, again, it feels like the outcome she wants is what she gets. It feels like she will be successful. It feels like she will go back to a place of believing that like she can have love, and she can, be in actual partnership with somebody. I'm gonna pull some surrender cards just to see what advice we can. Oh, so many cards. I'm gonna take these two. Okay, so the first thing we have is surrender the idea you can fix someone. It's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. Okay, so we already talked about that. Shit is stuck, it's shattered, it's not gonna work. Surrender to rest and sleep. And that's the second time she's gotten that. To prevent burnout, slow down. Honor your need for quiet and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. So I know that she's on tour, and this is a reading for the next couple of months. And I feel like she is on tour the next couple of months. So I feel like if she was my client, I would say to her, whenever you get a chance, and you're especially feeling like the loss of the situation, or mourning what was, or feeling angry, do whatever you can do to get time to yourself, right? I know that you have a lot going on, but like literally the quiet moments that you can have, don't talk to people, don't have a whole bunch of people in your space, don't turn shit on, don't just be out, just surrender to crying, surrender to sleeping, surrender to standing in the shower for fucking 35 minutes. You know what I mean? That just be you, like, surrender to quiet, and the moments that you can get quiet, surrender to the quiet. Surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that comes from just being you. And I feel like she already does that. We had that gratitude card before, and along these next couple of months, really take in everything that is happening, everything that you are seeing, your growth, your expansion of your world, like we saw in those other cards, the ways in which you're able to help other people, the things that you have been able to accomplish and still have to accomplish, how you can say something and speak it into existence. You know what I mean? How you can like point at something and it's yours. You know what I mean? Just like your own juju, and really like seeing that in all the aspects, how you see that in your kids, how you see that in the people that you're helping, and how helping them helps them see their magic, and that's part of your magic. Like, these are all things that really need to be sat in on a daily basis, especially in the next couple months. Then we have surrender defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out. Then offer a clear, non defensive response. With this makes sense. I think that the other things I would say when I saw this is like, even if you feel like you are right in the situation, or you feel like you need to cuss them the fuck out, there's one thing to like let people talk and dig their own hole or hang themselves, right? And it's another thing to, like, as they're talking, as they're hanging themselves, you cut and you interject, and then you become the aggressor, or you become the instigator, you know what I mean? And they can flip that shit on you more easily. So it's like allowing people to just talk and dig themselves in a hole, and then coming in with receipts, with, you know, what you feel, with whatever the fuck you want to say. That is a better strategy than, like, you know, interjecting, or not hearing a bitch out at all, and not being able to then get off what you need to say, you know, because we had that throat chakra card as well before. So it's like it's important for you to say the shit that you need to say, you know. um but it's important for you to be mindful and, in a sense, tactful how you say it. Then we have surrender frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup. And regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. So surrender frustration goes with defensiveness for me. I feel like, you know, she may be somebody that, like, may go off when shit is just like overwhelming or too much, or not going the way she wants it to. And that may not be all the time, but that may be like when she's like at wit's end type shit. And again, it's like, we get more flies with honey than we do with vinegar, you know. And in certain situations, it's going to be more imperative for you to um, cool yourself and, like, get your words together and be more diplomatic in how you respond, um, you know, than you may have previously. The card we have on the bottom is surrender to spirit. So once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine and let spirit work its magic for you. So I feel like that is self-explanatory. Surrendering to spirit, surrendering to whatever it is that you practice, you believe in, surrendering into the belief that there is something bigger and higher that is working in your favor, regardless of, like, how you see things working right now. It's always working out for you. Again, we have magic, like we had the magic in before, because we have magic in our lives. She has magic all up and through her life, you know? And so allowing spirit to come in and do the things that they've been doing, taking your hands off the wheel sometimes, and just letting it be, is definitely one of the ways that you can kind of surrender the frustration and defensiveness, because it's not yours to fight. In a sense, it's not my fight, you know? I can let them know what I want, take my shit to the altar, and let them do what they got to do with it, you know? So this is what I'm getting from the love section of our reading. Let's move on to some messages from spirit. So that is what I'm getting from those cards. Let's see if there are any other messages that she would need for right now or for the next coming months. So before we get into some more cards, I'm actually going to pull some charms and just see if there's anything else going on or coming up for her. So I'll shuffle a little bit. I'm not looking. So we have a cat, a wolf, a shooting star, the Virgo charm, a heart, and sunglasses. So a lot of the charms feel like things we already talked about. We have the wolf, who's howling. It gives lone wolf kind of energy, like I talked about before, her needing to kind of take some time to herself. I feel like she definitely will take some time to herself. We also have the sunglasses, which gives kind of like incognito energy, being able to, like, move in and out of things without being seen. It also feels like of energy of, like, being cool, or like more celebrity status, or, like I said before, on an elevated level. So it just feels like some of what we talked about before. You also have this shooting star. So again, it feels like we're, like, going to another trajectory. We are going to see some kind of expansion in what she's doing, or in her celebrity, or how we see her. We have the cat here. So it feels like something is bringing, like, this, it almost feels like you never know what I'm doing kind of energy. Like, the cats are, the first thing that came to mind is slick. Like, cats are slick. And so it feels like she may have different things up her sleeve, like we talked about before, things that we wouldn't expect her to do. It feels like she, like I said before, may be working on it, may have been working on it already. But it just feels like I'm like slipping into something that you wouldn't even expect me to do, or I'm like slipping into a space that like nobody sees coming or something like that. Then you have the heart over here, and so I feel like I said before, the relationship that she's in right now, I don't feel like is actually going to go anywhere or be where she maintains her energy. But we do have this heart, and so I feel like love is coming, whether that is just more of her own self love. But it does feel like it could be with somebody else. We also have the Virgo charm right here. So it could be somebody that is a Virgo. It could be that she gets in a new relationship or starts to date around late August or September. I had also talked about her maybe coming out with something around that time. So it could be a new relationship. But I felt like that what we talked about before was a business, but this could also come out around the same time. You know what I mean? It could be somebody that has more Virgo energy, more serious energy, more like um, quirky energy, um, somebody who is more loving than somebody else. It could be somebody that has a communications job, or somebody that like talks for a living or is good at talking because it's also Virgo. Um, or somebody who's like very diplomatic in terms of this is like in terms of the person's personality. Or like I said, it could be somebody who is a Virgo, or like Sun Moon Rising Virgo. So that is what I'm getting from these charms in terms of some of the things coming up. Let's get some cards and end the reading with a few more messages for her for overall. So to end off the reading, I'm using the Elemental Alchemist cards. I really love these cards, and I think that they will give a really good message. So is there anything? We have urge to destroy, violence. We have wealth and abundance. And then we have inconsistent. So just looking at all three cards off the bat, they seem to be representing what we were talking about in the other cards. But I'm going to read directly from the book because I really love the details and the explanation that the book gives for each of these cards. Urge to destroy, violence. A warning. For you may become the target of that destructive urge. Oftentimes, this urge arises in anger, hurt, stagnancy, and sometimes when you don't feel in control. It is human nature, however, it becomes negative and unhealthy to act on the urge impulsively instead of taking a moment to think, digest, and channel this urge into defending or creating. Giving in to the urge to destroy will invite unavoidable chaos into your life. Nothing will be the same. Keep in mind that in order to build and create, you must have strong foundation. This is why That is why ancestral healing is so important. The foundation of who you are includes those who came before you, and the future is built on the foundation of the past. It's also important to remember that the intention behind the thought matters most. Destruction for gain takes from others, and destruction from creation builds for others. Then you have the questions at the bottom and the take action. Engage with paper, writing, drawing, coloring. Then we have wealth and abundance. Take a breath and be patient. You are exactly where you need to be to acquire abundance, and it's important to have faith in yourself and the universe. That whole first line just encompasses so many cards that we got in this reading. Abundance is within you, and it will tailor to the thoughts and intentions of your mind and soul. The goal is set. Now step into action. Gratitude attracts new opportunities into your life, while a scarcity mindset or worry of lack will magnify your fear, not allowing progress. This is also a time to give rather than to take, focusing on what you have with reflection and appreciation. Believe that there are enough resources for everyone. Be humble in your abundance and stay grounded. Take time to affirm the goodness in your life and honor it. Avoid impatience and a need for immediate gratification. You are limiting your wealth and abundance while on the cusp of prosperity. Divine timing is knowing that everything happens as it should. Then you have the questions and the take action. Do something for someone and expect nothing in return. And then the last card we have is inconsistent. Manifesting and following the secret has become second nature to many today. What is forgotten or left out of building the life of your dreams and a strong base for living out your soul's mission is discipline, spiritual discipline. These are the practices, habits, and rituals that work to strengthen your bond to spirit, helping train the soul and open the way to true liberation. Hearing the call to tap into your spirituality is the beginning, but gaining confidence and results in your spiritual walk requires steadfast determination. Being immersed spiritually requires consistency and effort, otherwise, it will fall flat, similar to the erratic watering of plants. Your relationship with discipline shows your relationship with time. You must dedicate time and energy for any pursuit to flourish. Build spiritual stability in your daily routine. Being disciplined is the ultimate showcasing of self-love because acts of self-discipline show belief and faith in oneself, others, and spirit. Then we have our questions and our take action. Choose to challenge your own excuses. And I feel like that one would really hit for her when she sees this. Okay, so this was our reading, y'all. I feel like we got a lot of messages out of that. I feel like if this was my client, they would be really happy with all the messages we got out of it. If they had any more questions, I would definitely dig into anything else that they wanted to get into, if they had anything specific they wanted to talk about. But overall, I feel like we got a lot of information for what's going on right now. We got a lot of answers for why things are happening, and we got a lot of information for what is coming up and how to navigate that. So that was a good representation of how I read. And overall, I feel like that was a really good reading. So let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think about some of the cards, if y'all see some things that I did not see. And yeah, I am excited to continue to do more of these. I'm excited to possibly be reading for Cardi in the future. Hopefully, she loves this reading. Hopefully, everything makes a lot of sense to her. And yeah, thank y'all for being here. And I will see you in your next reading.